So, man, hold on. Let me give you the proper introduction.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry.
We chop it up, man. But nah, man, this guy right here, FurGod, he's a very humble guy, man. They asked him, why, your name, right? We could talk about it a little bit, but it really stood out to me because you're like, man, it's one word because I'm not God.
Yeah.
But the confidence on you, man, is spectacular, bro. So, man, this guy, he's an Olympic medalist in karate growing up.
Wow, you really did your research.
What I'm saying,
all right, damn, you threw something right at me like that.
I told him to do
that was in my resume when I first got hired.
Look, I told him you got to do your fucking research on this guy.
He threw the karate gold medalist. I was like, holy shit, okay, what else you got, bro?
Man, he's a fashion designer.
That's right.
And you got a degree from IPR, right?
Yeah. For music and recording in Minnesota, yeah.
Yeah, and I love that, man, because I feel like a lot of the time it's like either entrepreneur or school, but you did both. And I think there's a lot of value in that. You're also an artist, of course. You got your CBD company going up. You're about to open up a store, and you're just a creative, man. And when you're creative, you just bring so much to the world.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's true. I consider myself an artist, but in many categories of art.
Right.
So, yes, I love creating. I'm a creator, and I really, really, really do consider myself that because I just love seeing the whole process from the start to the end.
Facts.
And then I move on. Like it's really short-term memory for me. Or it's ADD. I don't know which one it is. But yeah, you got it, man. Good job. Yeah, I'm surprised you threw the karate at me. I don't even know when I said this.
I know. I told him, do your research where you had like about 2 days to get your research. No, but I was really
into it, man. My parents, I was lucky because, growing up in the city, I was a little wild child. My mom told me, like, you're too much. Like, you couldn't stop running around and, like, just bouncing off walls, basically, she said. So she put me in karate at 4 in San Francisco. And I loved it. Mostly the fighting part. But, yes.
Don't mess with this guy.
But, yeah, I loved it. But the thing was crazy because back then, she gave the sensei full leeway to, like, discipline me, bro. Like, he would slap my hand if I did something wrong. He would yell at me. My mom was like, it's okay. She would totally be like, no, it's okay. I'm right here. He needs it. Today, it would be a riot.
Yeah. No.
Which I think kids need right now because they need some discipline. But, yeah, my mom was like, no, you can do that. Hit me. It's okay. Even when I had to go to Catholic school in San Francisco, the fucking nuns would hit me, too, because I was such a problem child. But she would totally like, no, it's good. He needs it. And sure enough, that karate I loved it so much. It took me all the way, and I love fighting. And I was doing karate, and then I got into kickboxing. And again, it was just that competitiveness. Yeah. And at the same time, I was doing baseball and soccer. Those are my 3 main sports. The whole rotation of that whole like season. Mm-hmm. And baseball, I fucking love, bro. That was fire because like I was the catcher, and I just throw motherfuckers out every time when they tried to steal. They couldn't mess with my arm, bro. I had a good arm. Yeah, and I loved it. And soccer was fun. I was more defender on that. But yeah, I was just a very competitive person.
Yeah.
So I'm happy my parents put me into something like that and taught me a lot of discipline and to kind of listen to my coaches and not kind of fuck around, you know what I mean? So it gave me a lot of self-discipline.
And at a very young age. I mean, 4 years old.
Yeah, she put me at 4, bro.
Yeah. And do you think, it might be obvious, but do you think it has to do with the way you're shaped today?
100%. I talked about this. Like, it had to because, like, I have so much good self-discipline on direction that I need to go. Whether, okay, don't be spending money on this. Don't be doing this. Don't be going on this route. Or, you got to wake up early. You got to be here on time. Or certain things like that. Like, yeah, that taught me a lot, to kind of just talk to myself and really be disciplined in that category. Like, but yeah, it for sure molded me to be where I'm at.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like that competitive edge
and the competitiveness too. Yeah, because I want to win.
Yeah,
and I always want the best. Like 100%. I tell people all the time, I was like, hey, listen, just because you're not the best right now, you can just work on it, practice, and that's what I was taught because in order for me to be great or play the game, I had to practice every fucking day.
Right.
You know what I mean? I had to. In order for me to win those golds, I had to practice every day. Every day.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
It was nonstop.
Yeah.
So now I look at it now. That's what I do all the time. I'm fucking working nonstop. I'm, Gio's helping me out a lot while I'm out here, which I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Shout out Gio, man. For real. Yeah, this guy.
Like I said, we're grinding, bro.
Yeah,
like
grinding,
I hate to wait.
But that's what I said, and then I celebrate later.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And look, I don't even drink that much. I only drink when I'm like celebrating. Right. People think I'm drinking when I'm out all the time, and I'm not even drinking. I'm like pretending like I'm drinking, and everyone knows when I go out. Fur doesn't drink. You know. And like, yeah, I don't drink, but here you can take it. Like, you know.
So how do you stay away from that though? Because that's essentially. I mean, when you're out there, you know, I feel like it's pretty hard to do, man. You're in that environment, you know, you got to buy into that.
Yeah, of course. But you know what I've noticed, people really respect it.
Okay.
Yeah, people really respect it when I tell them, no, thank you. And even though I don't want to be rude because someone's offering me a drink and whatever, and sometimes it's the owner or something like that, and it's kind of hard to turn them down. But at the end of the day, they look at me and they go, no, I respect that. And you go out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I kind of like that.
I
kind of like that feeling, you know what I mean? And but it was more personal choices, man, because, you know, when you drink, you do stupid shit. And I'm not like an angry drunk or anything. It's just like I would just spend stupid amount of money for no reason.
Yeah.
When I'm out.
Thanks.
And I'm drunk, you know what I mean? And I just like, it's just one of those like, fuck it, you know? Right.
And then in the morning, you're
and
like,
then
hold on.
It comes back down to like, and then the next day, I'm like, oh. Fucking bill.
What was
like,
I thinking?
What did I get out of this? Like, you know?
Nah, facts.
And I look both sides and I go, okay, it was worth it. No,
facts. No, but man, I think, you know, like I said, this is a very genuine podcast. So the upbringing I get really excited about, because then, you know, you got people like me who are really trying to make it from the bottom up, and a bunch of other people that could be like, damn, like FurGod, not only can he bring his service with, you know, what he's producing right now, but just simply by just telling your story, just telling what you came across, and, you know, the next step to get to where you want to be and all that, you know?
Yeah, but you know, one of the things my mom taught me too, bro, is like, don't be afraid to take chances or try new things. You know what I mean? And that's how that whole like mortgage thing happened. You feel me? But you know, I just got out of the IPR Institute of Production. I left when I was like almost 17, or I was 17. I was about to turn 18, and I went to Minnesota. You know, I was very fortunate. My mom at the time, you know, she had a great foundation, and she's like, all right, you go, we'll take care of everything, you know. And I learned a lot, you know. But one of those things is like, I don't care about math. I don't care about none of that shit. Just get me in the fucking booth. And the cool thing is I was with a group of 4 or 5 different guys, all from different areas, you know what I mean? And different genres. One was a punk rocker. One was a very, like, hippie fucking acoustic, you know, but they were both genius in their own right. You know, they were super geniuses, bro.
Yeah.
And they were just super creative. And I loved that. Because I'm like, man, am I like that? Do I have to be that weird? Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, but nah, like, but I was in my own, you know, creativity, right, in my own little way of doing things, you know what I'm saying? And but you know, at that age, you're still kind of figuring yourself out. I didn't know who I really was. I was just inspired by what was going on with the music realm, and plus my uncle was really teaching me that music shit at a young age, you know, and I loved it. And I think that's what really took me to that next level, especially, what was it, in early 2000s, bro. It's a different era of music, right? And so I just, you know, when I finished and I came back, you know, I was living at my mom's. I was like, you know, I was 19, and I was commuting to San Francisco because I got an internship at Wild 94.9.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
How did you learn that?
I think I emailed somebody. And you want to hear the fucked up thing was, bro? And I never told this story. No one knows this story. This is, you're gonna get the first story of what happened in fucking Wild 94.9, bro.
Neighbor heroes.
Yeah. You gonna. This is what taught me. This is actually taught me a good lesson, bro. It taught me a good lesson, actually. But I never told this story until now because I thought, you know, at the time probably was embarrassing, but at the same time, it's a learning lesson on my end. And I was going to 94.9. I got it, and they did like a whole panel interview of different people, and I got picked. Right? They loved my personality. I was like, oh great, blah blah blah. This is cool. You know how they were running around in bands and shit, and going everywhere. The street team, I think it was called. I don't remember.
Yeah, the street team. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, the street team.
So that's what I was part of. And so here's good old me, always fucking flirting with girls. And loving women, you know, one of the girls I met there, you know, she was like super wild and just fun. Like she's like, oh, you come over, let's go have drinks, let's go out. And my dumb ass is over here like, yeah, you know, not thinking we have a fucking event to do the next day.
Right.
And so she invites me over and we're just drinking like crazy, having fun. I fucking just passed out. I didn't even wake up. I was so drunk, I didn't wake up. Missed the whole little event that we had to do. And I called him and I said, I apologized. And then he's like, yeah, don't ever come back again. Oh, shit. I was like, oh.
Damn.
So I ruined my fucking opportunity for some girl that works. And she got up and left made it to the event. She didn't even bother to wake me up.
Oh, my God. That's fucked up.
Man.
I'm sorry, but that's fucked up.
Right?
Oh,
so then I lost that opportunity. And
but it's the bounce back, man.
But that kind of, yeah, exactly. But I learned a valuable lesson, bro. No excuses, you know, on my end. And you have to have responsibilities and you have to take accountability. As much as I was angry and fucking, fuck you, I don't need you while I'm for you suck. I'm going to 106. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, it was a lesson learned on my end, bro. Like really, like looking back at it. But then, you know, that if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have landed that job that my friend called me on to work in the mortgage industry, and that kind of changed my life actually. So sometimes it's a blessing, you know what I mean? The way you know how your life just transpires and goes in different directions, and that just, you know, I thought I was gonna do music. I was like, oh, I'm going into music. You know, this is what I really want to do for my life, and then nope. Here's mortgage, but you're doing great. You bought your first house. You're in love. You got everything you want. You know, you're doing great. Your friends are still in college, broke as hell, and you're over here buying houses and cars and motorcycles and doing all this shit. Bought a fucking $5,000 bulldog, and you know what I mean? I'm living my life at 20 years old.
Exactly, and that's big, man. Because like you said at the time, and that's the thing. The dream was still there, the artist, but you know, it was that delayed gratification. Or
it was there. I was always, bro. The crazy part is I was always fighting like, this is not me, but I have to do it. I was fighting that fucking feeling of creativity just eating me alive for 15 years.
Sheesh.
Well, yeah, 13 years of being in that industry. I was in that industry for 13 years, bro. I didn't leave.
Yeah.
But it was eating me.
Right.
It was eating me alive. I was miserable. I was like, I'm smarter than everybody here. I'm more creative than everyone here. I could probably take anyone's job here easily and take it and flip it and show them how to really fucking do it. That's how crazy, like, it was burning that I'm so good at. And finally, it just took one idea, just say, I'm going to just make furs. I'm going to do it my way and see what happens. And during when I was working for a financial institution.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part of me. It's like, man, it wasn't your passion and you still went balls to walls. You still made $70,000 a month. You still created that lifestyle,
and I was still not happy.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's deep, man. I think that's pretty deep because.
But it goes to show you, bro. Like, honest to God, it goes to show you, like, you have responsibilities, man, for yourself, to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes back to what I just said with that story. You gotta take accountability. You can't make excuses for anything that comes your life. It's none with me. None. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what you're going through, what you've been through, what you've done. No. If my family could come here with nothing, first generation, then I'm second gen, or technically I'm first generation.
Right.
We both came from nothing just to make it. But we take the opportunities that they gave us. And I ran with it, and I fucking worked hard with it, even though I hated it. But I knew I had responsibility. Yes, I was making money. Yes, I was going on trips. Yes, I did everything that was supposed to be great. But my mind was I was too creative to be but I was also, relationships could also hold you down too. And people don't really realize that. Family and relationships could really hold you down. And not let you be you.
That's true.
Swear.
Yeah, no, it's facts.
It's horrible how selfish people can be.
It's selfish.
It's so selfish, bro, because that's what I was dealing with. I was dealing with all that. Family, girlfriend at the time, and then just working. And I was just living my plain, boring life. Didn't go out. didn't smoke, didn't drink, just family, her family, which I love, by the way. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love her family.
Right.
It was great. Taught me a lot, you know, and I still keep in touch with them.
Huh.
But the relationship was just
like plummeted.
Like you can't do nothing. And it kind of, you get into like some sort of depressed state, but you're making good money and you just don't even realize it. You know? And I was miserable, bro. I was miserable till the day I left that financial institution.
Yeah.
And I was safe. Everything, you could think of everything. Yeah, it's great.
So that's my next question. Because you're safe, you have that security, you have everything built up. What made you be like, finally be like, you know what? I'm gonna be me.
Just go back to what I was doing. Like I can't be afraid. I can't be afraid. I was commissioned only for such a long time. I can't be afraid of this anymore.
I see.
I could do this.
Yeah.
Now I see. I worked really hard at the same time. I mean, I built myself up in that realm of work. I never had a regular job, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Which is big within itself.
I never worked as a teller. I was not a fucking anything like crazy working at a McDonald's.
Yep.
None of that.
Just pure.
It was just
work.
an opportunity. I ran with it, made dials. I could make this kind of money. Oh my God, easy. Learned it. Oh, well, you know what? Someone else is offering me more money. I'm going. I learned it. I got so confident to the point where I tell people all the time, and I told you recently, make yourself valuable. Yep. Because once you make yourself valuable and they see it by your actions and by what you're doing, they can't take that away from you. They can't. There's no fucking way anyone's gonna take your value that you fucking built. And that's you, yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And everything else comes. Women, whatever you want comes to you now. You don't have to go to it. Why? Now you're happy. Now I'm finally happy because now everything, I could sit there and say, I know what I want. I know what I need. I'm comfortable. I don't need I don't need your rules to be put on me. I'm the fucking man here. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're putting money in and you really want to be that, 50-50 type vibe, okay, then yeah, you have every right. I will respect everything that you say. At the same time, I'm still respectful, but there's levels.
Yeah. There's
levels, bro.
Right.
You don't want to pay for shit? Okay, cool. But this is what I expect. And if you can't do this, then I don't need you. Mm-hmm. And what's the point?
Yeah.
But I valued myself at that point where I could do that now.
Mm. Right.
I'm not dependent on anything.
Exactly.
And that goes with work and everything else. I valued myself so much that now, look, I work with some of the great top models, some of the great artists, some of the great athletes. Now they're like, oh, can you do? Oh, can they come? Oh, can you bring them here? Oh, yeah. This is how much everything. Okay, let's go. Let's negotiate this. Because you see it.
Right. Man, I love this story simply because I can personally relate to it, for one, and this is way bigger than me, where it's just telling you, man, go do what the fuck you want to do, man. You're going to make it happen, right?
You will make it happen, but you got to be smart.
Okay.
You got to be smart about it, bro. Because it's not easy,
right?
But I was smart about it because why you think I was working is because, hey, fuck, I need some cushion just in case this doesn't work out.
Yeah.
I tattooed my hands. I did everything so I don't have to go back, bro. It gave me no fucking choice but to really work hard now. You feel me?
Yeah, it's funny. I tell myself, I said, as soon as I make my first million, I'm going to get that hand tattoo.
It doesn't have to be $1 million. It doesn't have to be $1 million, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
It does not have to be $1 million. If you're really confident in what you have and the product that the business that you created, if you're that confident enough, you could do it. Mm-hmm. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You want to tattoo your face? Go right ahead. The ones that don't make sense is that they don't have shit.
Yeah.
Now you're fucked. You're still living at your parents' house. You're really fucked.
Yeah.
Don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
The percentage of those people that make it are not very big, bro. You can't just fucking rely on your talent alone. It's a fucking business and you need to learn it. And that's what I'm also grateful that I did work for a financial institution because I know how to work. Mm-hmm. And risk is always number one. That's why I don't drink now when I go out. That's why, because now I built my business up so much, I don't want to lose it, bro.
Right.
Over what?
Yeah.
fuck no, man.
That makes
care
sense.
about my business. I love it.
Yeah, you want to be on your...
I can't fuck up anything.
Right, yeah.
I got to be professional. I got to be respectful to everybody. You know what I mean? You know, but it doesn't mean also don't lose your values. Don't lose what you feel is right, your opinions. And that's what's another thing. I don't want to go off topic on that, but that's another thing. You know, you got to be careful what you fucking say nowadays, which I'm tired of it. Because you shouldn't be criticized or punished for what you really believe in and what you feel is in your heart what you believe in.
Exactly.
Because everyone is fucking different.
Exactly.
Everyone lives their life differently.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, that's his life. That's his opinion. If that's how he feels, respect it. Don't fucking shame him. Don't fucking tell him he's a piece of shit. Vice versa on both ends. Yeah. Don't matter how you look at it. That's why I don't post nothing about politics. I don't say nothing about it. It's the first time I'm actually speaking about it because I hate it. But at the same time, it's like we all have to have these boundaries and respect one another for sure. And business is the same thing. You know, business is business. There's no fucking anything personal about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at it as like, oh, I don't have opportunity because no, I don't go that route. It is what it is. Yeah. I change my ways. I know how to talk it. I know how to, and like I said, I know how to put shit together. If they see value in it and I made it happen, they're gonna want to fuck with it because it's money.
Facts.
If they see that you're a problem and you're not putting any type of value into it, of course no one's gonna fuck with it. It's common sense. Mm-hmm. So it's how you structure and how you built it and how you fucking work. It's all about work ethic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing your podcast shit. You're making it right. You're doing your thing. You post every day. You're building it.
Facts. Break by break.
It takes time. But you stick to the process. You stick to the process. Everything just, it comes together. Mm-hmm. There's a process to everything that you do. And it's the people who give up midway. And they don't even know it's right around the fucking corner.
Yeah.
That's why I never gave up. I wanted to give up so many times, though. Don't get me wrong. It was so stressful. Balancing work, my day job, and then going to the nightclub to promote FurGod, do designs, send designs over. Oh, we got to do a video shoot. Oh, we got to do a photo shoot. And still fucking got to be up at 7 o'clock in the morning and make my fucking calls. And I never made one fucking excuse about it. My job probably hated me a little bit. But then I was honest with them what I did, and they respected it. Now they knew I wasn't going to last long because how it was just getting bigger and bigger and growing. But eventually that time did come, and I was very happy. You know, I was very happy when that did come, and I haven't been this happy in a very long time. In a very long time, and it's just pure freedom and pure just going wherever I fucking want to go, do whatever I want to do. But at the same time, I still have that work ethic, that mentality never left me.
Man, I'm excited for your. I'm sorry, man. I really want to touch on the music, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just went on a tangent. Hopefully, you cut this shit out.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Cut it out. Be like, hey, he's talking too long.
I'm excited for your albums to come, bro. Just simply because it's just like there's so much game that you're talking about on this podcast that if I already know if you put your creative mind, your pen to the paper, like it's gonna be hit after hit. Like,
yeah, man. I think that's the thing is like I love that whole process of creating and shit and testing the boundaries and switching it up and you know, right now I'm really doing my first single, like Spanish single actually, is coming out Tuesday on the 25th, and I really want to emphasize the Spanish shit, you know what I mean? And it was my first and I wrote that shit. A lot of people don't. I write my shit and I love it, and I see myself progressively getting better as I write and be more creative, and it was just a process for me to get better at it.
Right.
But I love it. I love like how everything is coming out, and it's coming out better in every song that I do, and the creativity of all the other people that I work with, the producers, you know, it really gets the best out of me because they're so creative too, and putting our ideas together is the best part. You know.
Yeah, I love it, and it's Gio had sent me a folder last night of all your songs, man. And I think it was like 7 or 8 songs, and I listened to them, and I was like, man, I'm gonna screenshot the ones that I'm gonna play, and I like went to my folder and I was like, damn, I didn't screenshot all of them, and I really like the way you do music simply because you have, you know, your party bangers that you want to listen to, you know, but you have the real come up, you know. I really like, I'm sorry, I really don't remember the name of the song, but you had put Nipsey was speaking at the beginning.
I know which one it is.
Yeah. And I listened to that. I was like, bro, like I can relate to this, and I love music I can relate to, you know, like just deep stuff that you've been through, you know. And let me ask you that: why'd you decide to put Nipsey in the beginning of that song?
You know what? I don't know what it was. So when I was in the studio with shout out to Dash, you know, he produced a lot of my tracks in Miami, you know, because that's really where I live, you know what I mean, and that's where I stay. Mm-hmm. And I went into the studio. I finished writing that song, and there was this whole blank spot in the beginning. And I told him, I'm like, bro, there's this Nipsey Hussle thing I really liked. I sent him one, and I feel like it's some sort of that type of motivational shit. And he goes, yeah, I feel it. And then he searched for another one, and then shit just landed perfectly. Like, didn't even touch it. We just put it on there, and it just landed like that. And he goes, bro, it's meant to be. It's like this. Leave it like this. I was like, perfect. I
think it just kind of like sets the tone of the song of like, hold on, what you're about to listen to right now is going to be some real shit.
Yeah, man. I don't even know how. And sometimes, you know, when you write, it just starts off with like maybe 2 phrases of something, and then it just kind of takes its mind of its own, bro. And then you just start writing something. Most of the time, I'm like, how did I write this? I don't even remember like how it all transpires, but I could fucking rap it and remember the lyrics, but it's like, coming with my mind, I don't know what you just come into like this hype, like this, what's it called? Like hypnotic state. You just kind of just lose yourself, and you're remembering everything that you're doing, and you're just creating, and then take away words here, put this in here. It's crazy how I write. And now that I see more documentaries and I see how other people write, they do the same shit, and I had no idea that I was doing that route.
Right. Well, for you know, not to cut you off, but there's also a lot of artists, you know, I just learned this, you know, not to bash anyone, but there's some artists who don't even write their own music. Yeah, you know, they have like writers camps, they have like people. Yeah. So just that alone, man, that's what I'm saying. You respect the music.
I respect the music a lot, and at the same time, I don't get mad at that either, because I look at it as a business thing.
Okay, that too, yeah.
You got to look at, and I tell people this all the time. When now you're running a business, and when you become popular, sometimes you don't got time to write. Sometimes you got shit to handle first that's bringing in money now. Because music really doesn't make you money. It's really just making you popular to bring in other money. Music is a creativity, yeah, but it's really just setting you up for other shit to come in, like sponsors.
Right.
Concerts, right? Merchandise.
Promoters, all that.
Now everyone's getting signed by like some sort of shoe deal, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So you got to look at it in that perspective, and that's how I look at it as running a business is, all right, fuck it. It's called, you know, I have to, you know, learning this in management, you have to fucking delegate. Delegating is fucking key to keep your business going, bro. And that's I'm being dead serious. Yeah. And delegating means like if I, like, hey, I need to keep making music to keep relevancy. Well, give me the best fucking writers right now. Okay. And I'll make it to my own. Obviously, just give me the idea, and I'll fucking take it. So I look at it like eventually if I get there where it's like, hey, I got things going on, I'm going to probably have to do the same thing.
Right.
Because I have to delegate.
Right. And on the other end, my bad, but on the other end, there's people who maybe want to write music but don't want to, you know.
Be that star.
Exactly.
And that's okay. And you need that.
Right.
You need people like that.
Yeah, because there's introverts that love music. There's introverts
I meet them all the time, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
They just don't want to be in front of that camera. They don't know how to act, or they don't know how to, like, they couldn't talk here. Most of the time, they're probably too like scared.
Yeah,
just like me.
And then or perform. You know, performing is scary. You know, to some people. But to me, I fucking had to talk in front of 500 people. It doesn't bother me. You know, I got that shit I got that out of the way a long time ago, man. I didn't have to perform. I'm used to talking to people.
Yeah, you're just being you at this point.
Yeah, because there's nothing fake about me. It's just here, like, this is me. Taking it or not, I don't really care.
No, facts.
You know what I mean? There's nothing to be scared of.
Yeah, and you built up to it, so.
Yeah, and that's because of work, you know, what I was doing.
Yeah. So let's tap in a little bit into the fashion, because.
Let's tap in.
Because it ties into each other, right?
Which never planned to.
Okay.
I never planned to.
Okay. So yeah, let's talk about FurGod. Obviously, you know, that's your name, but let's talk about, you know, a little bit deeper on that name.
On the fashion?
Yeah, on the fashion.
Yeah. So, do you want to know like how I started it, or?
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's get into it.
So originally the name was Live Free.
Okay. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was Live Free. Yeah. And yeah, at the time, I was staying at a friend's house, and I was still trying to figure out where I wanted to live or where I wanted to go. And a good friend of mine, let me stay at his house, and who was my best friend actually. He just got married, by the way, and I was the best man.
Okay. Hey, that's a big deal.
The better man.
That's a big deal, bro. That's an honor to. Yep.
Yeah, no, shout him out, man. He's definitely a good friend of mine, childhood friend. Yep. So and that's what's beautiful to have, like, have that kind of support. Yeah. And at the time, I was still recovering from like 2008, like, what happened when it hit me. Mm-hmm. As far as, the economy fucked everything up, and I was in the mortgage. So I thank God I was still working, but not nearly as much as the money I was doing before. Mm. So these are all lessons I've learned. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's good for me that I learned all this. Mm. That's why I'm so humble, and that's why I'm so like down to earth, because I've been there and at a young age, and I act stupidly, you know what I'm saying? And then now I appreciate everything I have, everything that I get. Mm. But at the same time, I was staying there and I had an idea, and I just said, you know what I need to do? I need to order some of these furs and kind of design them myself. And then I don't know, it just happened to just be like, okay, I'm going to do it my way. And my way was the shooting these girls with my stuff.
Right.
And at the time, Instagram wasn't really that popular yet. It was getting bigger. But I was like, at the time, I just had like family pictures and stupid, weird photos that,
But you had that business mindset going in.
I did. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to utilize this platform, and I'm going to make it my own. And at the time, hashtags really worked.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. Like, hashtags really worked, and people were really like, I think it was during that time where I'm trying to think how you could just I don't know how the algorithm worked back then. I'm trying to remember, but either way, I got noticed a lot through those hashtags. And they started seeing all the models and the girls that I was doing. And my first little video I did was that there was a party in the Shipwreck in Alameda. Do you remember that a while back? Yeah. Do you remember that shit? Mm-hmm. Like, it was on a ship, on an actual like old school World War II ship.
That's badass.
It was a party on there. Yeah, which we should bring that back. Actually, now that I got a little bit of money, I might as well invest.
Bring it back,
man. Yeah,
it's a throwback.
It sounds dope.
But it was dope. Yeah. And I remember I was like, I had this young kid who was still in high school, bro. He was like Mormon or something. Mm-hmm. So he was shocked at some of the shit I was telling him video, because most of the girls were half naked or naked, and he's over here like nervous, and then, I'm like, hey bro, take it easy. It's like, okay, yeah, he's sweating, bro, when he's shooting these girls, you know what I mean? And eventually he eventually is like, I can't do it anymore. My mom doesn't like that I'm doing this because I'm editing, and you just see boobs. I'm like, okay, bro, right. It was this young kid. Yeah. It was great. Hopefully he sees this podcast. Story. Reach out to me, bro. I forgot your shit. I don't have your
Hopefully
info.
Now his mom.
Hopefully you're good. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like it was. Yeah, but he was still in high school, bro, and he was like one of those kids that go to like door to doors and like try to talk about the Bible and shit.
Hey, he's gonna if he sees this shit, he's gonna be like, man.
I hope he sees
this.
That's
the guy that showed me my first pair of boobs.
I don't know if I showed him his first pair of boobs. I for sure showed him some good shit. Yeah. But yeah, it just did my own style, like a video, like a music video style with my clothes and put music on there. And next thing you know, I just started getting noticed a lot. And then, small story short, like one of these stylists reached out to me, had me do like a show in San Jose, and then Hayward and other places to start building up. And then this is how small of a world it is. Like this place, like just the Bay Area. I ended up finding out when she posted a picture of her dad. This is the stylist that first like kind of like put me out. And she posted a picture of her dad. I was like, hey, your dad looks familiar. Is his name, so-and-so? And she goes, yeah, how do you know his name? Oh, that's my dad's best friend. That's my godfather. He's my godfather. Yeah. I'm like, I remember you when you were a kid. Oh my God. And then everything just started. She goes, no way. And then we started putting up pictures, and there's pictures of us as kids.
Right.
Wow. What a fucking small world, bro. I would never in a million. Now she's doing big things in LA, killing it, working with Marshmallow Man. You know, she still gets me gigs with Avril Lavigne. She hit me up for Avril Lavigne. She does all this. And she's the best stylist I ever seen in my life. And you know, she's doing her big thing in LA. So, but yeah, it was her dad's was my godfather. Mm-hmm. That was my dad's best friend. Yeah, it's fucking small
meant
world,
to be,
bro.
man.
Yeah, it was weird how that and we had no idea when we were working for a good 6 months until she posted that picture of her dad. Mm. And this is when stories just came on to Instagram.
Damn, that's crazy. So when you went to school?
Yeah.
Did you have the brand already in the back of your mind?
No. So I'm sorry. So yeah, back to the brand. My bad. I just sometimes go on a tangent, bro. Like ADD.
Well, man, I'm the same way. It's just
yeah. But so basically, yeah. Originally it was Live Free. I had a whole different logo.
Right.
And at the time, I don't know if you remember, like FurGod was kind of getting big.
Okay. Yeah. And he's from the Bay Area, right?
I don't know where he's from.
I think so.
He was on like the Kardashian show doing all the foods, and then next thing you know, it was like
he's from I think
I don't know where he's from.
Okay. Somewhere.
Oh,
California.
Somewhere, my bad.
But anyway, it don't matter. But there was always this FurGod, and there was always something Ugly God. There's another guy named Ugly God, right? So a friend of mine came into my office. This is when I was still working, and I was still doing both, right? Mm-hmm. And he just came into my office, and he just threw it out there. He's like, bro, you need to change this name. It sucks. It's garbage. That's what he basically said. Like, what do you mean? What's wrong with Live Free?
Right.
And, you know, shout him out because he's really smart. He's a really genius in marketing.
Maybe just more a unique name for just you, right?
Yeah, he's like, no, you. It's you, not your company. It's you. You need a name, he said. And I was like, okay, what do you have an idea? And then he started naming all these different God names. He's like, that's really popular right now. Yeah. It's like, you should be the FurGod. What? That's fire, actually. I was like, I ain't gonna lie, that hit me really good. I was like, all right. So I made him bet. I said, listen, I'll change everything because I like the name. But if it ain't available on Instagram, I ain't gonna do it. And sure enough, I typed it in, and it gave me that little green check, like it was available. And I looked at it, and I was like, it's meant to be. Let's do it. Called my fucking guy. I was like, change the logo. I'm FurGod now, and change the name, the brand is FurGod. Change all of it. Change everything. The back of the thing, everything. We're putting. He's like, send me what you got with the logos, and then the rest is history with that. And then I ran with it, and everyone calls me FurGod. No one even knows my real name anymore. Or they call me Fur. They go, what's up, Fur? I was like, what's up? Like, you know, no one even knows my name.
Hey, FurGod is dope.
It's dope. Yeah, I love it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I go back to what I say. I put in one word because I said I'm not God. Yeah. I'm not. I'd rather, you could pronounce it.
Right.
It's easy to pronounce.
That flavor.
Yeah, you can pronounce it FurGod. I mean, that's pronounceable. But if I separate it, then you're gonna say like, "Oh, I'm actual God."
Right.
I don't like to play that. I don't do that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not that type of person.
Yeah. And then you just started. So maybe talk about how important it is to, make sure you build relationships and pour value. Obviously from both ends, but just how how meeting the right person can do something for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think networking.
Okay.
That's the word. You can't, if you are home and you're a homebody and you want to be in business, sorry, it's not for you.
Yeah.
If you're not out there and you're not fucking talking to people and you're not promoting yourself, then how the hell are you going to meet everyone else and get your brand out?
Facts.
How the hell are you going to do it? You think you're just going to rely on your social media? No, I got more followers because of fucking who I met. And who just happened to just be like, oh, you got like 3 million followers. Okay. Oh, can we take a selfie? Sure. I didn't ask for it, but okay. You never know who you meet.
True.
You never know who it is. And most of the people that I've met that led me to someone bigger was just someone regular. Like, oh, this is my cousin. I gotta introduce you. You're such a good dude. You're like this. And I'm like, oh. So if you're not a genuine person and you're not a fucking, and if you want to be a piece of shit, well then, you know what you go get. Yeah. Yeah. So choose wisely. Right. Yeah. Because it's all eventually it just comes around. Right. Whether it be good or bad, which one you want. And I always said, be genuine. Just be who you are. It's okay. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Yeah. There's no need anymore. There's no need to turn to be a certain person that you're not. People will love you and fuck with you who based on who you are as a person. And if you have good work ethic and you got great people skills and you have a determination to really do good for your business, then everything else will be fine.
Man, honestly, I wish the camera can just zoom into your eyes, bro, because it's like...
Oh, I look straight at you, bro, when I'm telling you.
It's just like, the reason why I'm saying that is because when someone is telling you, and, just the eyes that you give someone is like, nah, this guy is, like, legit. This is, like, getting it straight from the source. Like,
yeah, but it's all been taught to me, bro. It's, from people that I've seen. Mm. You feel me? Like, I've seen people who really are humble.
Yeah.
And are fucking millionaires, multi-millionaires. And then now they're partying and having their good time, but sometimes there is sacrifice, bro. Mm-hmm. There is sacrifice, and you got to make your priorities right. Got to make them right.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Set the priorities.
Yeah, and one thing that I was, like I said, I try to do my research. So I was definitely reading up on you, and you really want to emphasize that people help you get to this point, and I think that's very important. Yeah. To have a team, to have people that are helping you or that are working more for a common vision, right? Common vision. So can you talk about that part too, where it's like who has helped you along the way, how important it is?
A lot of people helped me along the way out here in the Bay Area for sure. Family, best friends that are close, obviously, but then when you start getting I look at it like this: is if somebody sees potential in you, it's more a gain for them too. Then it becomes more once you have your core friends, right?
Right.
You have your best friends that you trust and you love,
right?
Then when you start creating that value, and then people see the opportunities that what you're doing, then it becomes sort of like, okay, now you got to be careful. Who you trust and who you really want to like work with and help you with. And in the beginning, of course, there's going to be growing pains because you think you trust people and then they do things. But that's part of life. You got to go through this. There's always going to be that, and it's only going to make you tougher. Mm-hmm. It's only going to make you wiser.
Right.
And that's part of life, man. Don't let those things beat you down and be like, oh, fuck that person. I just look at it as like, okay, it's your loss, bro. I'm not worried about it because I know I'm too determined to fucking keep going. Jeez. I'm not going to let nothing hold me back. If you do me wrong, that's on you, bro. Because you have no clue who I am. That's how confident I know I am. Yeah. But that's how I built that. Right? So the people who helped me, man, and who stuck around, and who still sticks around and still reach out like it's nothing. At the time there was a lot of people that helped me, like, with the videos. That helped me a lot. The modeling, like people who want to start their modeling agency and what they were doing. Like, there's a lot of people that helped me in that realm too, and bringing girls to me, and then just kind of spreads out like that. And then next thing you know, I'm doing clubs, and somebody had a vision with me to do the club, and they took a chance on me, and then it came out great. I did great content. I think content was key.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I think that's what really stood out. And like I told you, it's all about the angles, the visuals, what you do and how you look at it, because that's the perception now. I see. And I remember a good friend of mine told me, he goes, if you do this, there's no fucking going back now. You're sticking with it. He goes, you cannot go back into your regular life. If you're going to just do all women and you're going to showcase them like that and go all out with that, do not go back. That's you now. That's the perception you give. And sure enough, I stuck with it. I just kept doing it. Yeah. And then doing it my own way, obviously. But the perception now is that. And that's why I love doing the podcast, and then people really get to know me, right? Nice. It's all planned. It's a vision that I'm giving. But it's real.
Right.
But I like to give that whole perception of what it is, and it's beautiful, and I love it.
And people can take from it, right? While you're giving that vision.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, man, just to chop in a little bit, but, there was an example that I saw one day, and they asked Walt Disney's brother after he died. He said, how do you, what do you think your brother would think? How do you think he'd feel if you were to see Disneyland? Because, he passed away before they actually built it. And he said, see, that's what you don't understand. He's like, the only reason why it's here is because he already saw it. Yeah. He already envisioned it. Yeah. So it's almost the same thing, right? Where it's like, man, people are able to eat from just your vision, whether you know it or not sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
No, it's great, yeah, because a lot of people got put on, especially a lot of model girls, because of the vision that we do and the videographers that we're all very creative. We all worked hand in hand with my designs. And the whole point where I got into the music thing too, because now that was my thing. Now I love that. Right.
And that's what I'm saying. It ties in perfectly because I feel like a lot of people who are into music are into fashion too.
Right, right. But I wasn't thinking like that. You know what it was?
Okay.
It was crazy. I was tired of Instagram fucking blocking my fucking videos, my visuals, because I was using fucking copywriting music. And then sure enough, I complained to LaRue, and I was like, I'm tired of this. He's like, why don't you just make your own music? You're already doing it.
Yeah.
So you're right. now I'm posting everything with my own music.
Right.
Yeah. And it just gave me that extra hunger and push to like really like, now I'm going to do something that I would love to listen to, or how I would put this video together with this type of song, or I could use this song for that now. And now I get paid for it too. And it just goes back, it just goes back into this whole creativity of like, oh, now I'm writing this song. How would I do the video? What model, and the way I promote it is I put all my models that I worked with, and I'll attach it, and I'll just keep posting it on the reels with their like single photo like video shots that they do. Now I add my music to it, and it just goes hand in hand with it, and it's just, I love it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And everything's just coming full circle of everything that I do, including the fashion. And it's only making me valuable more, as an artist as it grows. Then I'm like, hey, I also sell furs. This is my merchandise, actually. It's not just shirts. I'm actually selling real fur jackets and leather jackets.
Yeah.
That's part of my whole fucking, this is what I'm giving you. And people buy it, which is great. And so I guess, it's just everything. I didn't plan it to go hand in hand. I just did what I loved. If that makes sense. I was just in it out of like hunger and just I hate having roadblocks. So I'll just I'll fucking create my own lane. Let me just create my own lane now. And same thing. That's why I started, and I'm also invested in my own app, crypto app. It's going to be a social media crypto app, but at the same time, everyone can make money.
Right.
And so I already have that idea. It's already done. The front end is done now, and we got to clear up the back end of it. But again, I hate roadblocks. I hate the way Instagram was just shutting me out on certain things. And I'm looking at like everyone else is like, what the hell's going on? I'm always getting blocked for stupid shit, or I get like, oh, you can't show this. It's like, this is bad. Or someone's like reporting me like, well, how are you going to believe this person who probably doesn't like furs and is probably like a activist?
Right. Yeah.
And, there's no way, how do you know? How do you determine this?
True.
Right. I completely agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not fair.
Yeah, and it kind of goes into what we were talking about in the beginning, where it's like everyone's literally entitled to their own.
Right, and why you think everyone else is making their own social media now or buying it? Because they're tired of the fucking bullshit.
Yeah, shout out.
I mean, the whole shout out to everybody that's doing their own shit. I don't care. You could. I got people hating me that I was like, I agreed with what he's saying. And I'm like, bro, you don't understand it because you're not a business-minded person like him. You don't understand it. You're just looking at it outside in. He knows. He's inside of it.
Yeah.
He's deep. There's politics in this shit, big time. And it's not what you know, it's who the fuck you know.
Yes.
Yep. And sometimes the people who you know is running the shit. And he's poking until what did he say? Oh, you got to fuck kill me in order for me to shut me up. Because that's what happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
When you're poking the big bear. But I tell people all the time, he knows more than any one of us do. Yeah. He's frustrated, obviously.
Right.
Like everyone else is.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated with the way Instagram does my shit. I know Burner was complaining about why you fucking censoring all my shit and it's just weed. It's helping people.
Exactly.
I look at it like, hey, I'm giving people entertainment. It's helping people. I know for a fact there's a study that if you look at breasts at a certain amount, it keeps you from depression. So why doesn't that not work? You know, I'm not like fucking putting porn in there. That's something different. I'm not doing that.
Right.
So that's how I think, and that's why I create my own shit, and I hate being roadblocks.
Right.
And you know, and I see people's frustration, and that's and I get that.
No, it makes sense. And as a creative, it just makes it even more frustrating, right? Because it's like, man, I want to get this out.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like the system right now, you know, with
it don't make sense, man. I mean, the whole point of the internet was to have that freedom.
Right.
That was the whole damn point. That's why MySpace was there. That's why the internet was out there, so people could get away from the bullshit. To have your freedom of expression there. Now they're controlling everything for their own agenda, obviously. And I could see it. Everyone sees it. You know, if you don't see it, then you're blind. And if you just want to turn one ear, that's up to you. I don't care. But I'm not dumb now. I'm at a certain age where I'm like, oh, no. That's why my perspective of things are a lot different than someone who's a lot younger than me, obviously. And I get it. But you will get there one day when you get older.
Yep.
You know.
Facts. No, and that's the thing. I think, you know, actually doing something and then fighting for it and speaking about it, you know, and just like what you're doing right now, man. And, you know, someone who's actually doing the thing, you know, you're doing the thing, you're realizing like, hold on, for the long term, this might not benefit the creative. So, you know, I really like this mindset that, you know, man, I'm not going to say everything, but just as far as like him wanting creatives to just be them, I think that's beautiful, man.
I think he's just following what he loves doing.
Just like everyone else, right? Just like everyone else, and just like everyone should do.
I just want to do what I love doing.
Yeah.
And he creates. He does his designs.
Right.
He does his music because he loves it. And he dabs in other things because he loves it, man.
Yeah.
And he has passion behind it.
Yes.
Everything that he says is passionable. Everyone wants to label him as crazy. Go right ahead.
Right.
Everyone who goes against you, or goes against the whole, following the crowd. Yeah. You're crazy.
Right.
You're always going to get labeled crazy because you're not following the whole crowd.
Exactly.
And that's what makes him where he's at.
Right.
Because he's not following anything other than his own head.
Yeah, he's been
his
like
own dreams.
His whole career.
That's all he's been. And you have to respect that. People need to respect that.
Yeah.
People need to respect people like that. Not everyone's the same. That's why I said I respect everyone else's views and opinions. I don't care. It's none of my business.
Yeah.
Honestly. That's how you feel about it? Great. Let me give you my perception, though, of what I went through and why it might benefit you on this. Actually, the big topic, I had somebody talk to me who's pro, like, abortion, right? I'm going to go there because I will talk about it. This is good. But no one knows about this. And I'm going to talk about my personal life. I'm not going to give names, but I'm going to give you a little bit of my personal life. Only because, you know, it's pretty cool knowing the situation was bad, but knowing how it raised me. And somebody was like, "Oh, you know, why are you so like against abortion?" I was like, "Listen, I'm not against abortion. At the end of the day, it's women's bodies; they can do whatever they like." But there's, I could see the perspective of somebody else who feels like it's pro-life and maybe give that baby a chance, even if it's a rape victim. And this lady was really passionate about it, and then I gave her not an example. I gave her a real scenario of my life. I said my aunt was raped and had a child, and that aunt ended up being the best aunt I ever had growing up. She gave all of us, my brothers and sisters, everything that every kid would want. Going to like movies, going to Blockbuster, doing every fucking thing as if that's our mom. Imagine if she did abort that, we wouldn't have that. I wouldn't have that aunt growing up who still does that to this day to my nieces and nephews. Who has, you know, and that's what's awesome about that. I gave a totally different perspective on her life, on my life. and how it changed me. If I'm happy my aunt didn't do that, because I wouldn't have my aunt that was there to really take me everywhere and be like a mom, like another mom to me.
Right.
And she looked at it and she just stopped and she didn't even think about it like that. So I said, so look at both ends. Don't just look at it in your point of view. Because it is a touchy subject. And it's not me telling whatever woman, it's your God-given right to do whatever you like. But there is certain common sense to it.
Right.
You feel me? And I love women as like my mom too, you know what I mean? And I know certain circumstances happens. Mm. But I always go back to that and I say, if that didn't happen, if my aunt didn't do that,
right,
I wouldn't have a great life growing up as a kid. Especially with my parents being so young. Mm. And she was that one aunt that literally took us everywhere, bro. Yeah. Everywhere. I mean, road trips, you name it. And I'm so grateful for that. And I said, that's my life. Mm-hmm. That's what changed. And she looked at it as a positive. She didn't look at it as like, this is what happened in my life and I went crazy. No, right. She just said, you know what?
That's just my opinion.
That's my life. Yeah. And this is what I went through. So that's why I always say respect both sides. Yeah. Both sides of it, because I get it, but at the same time, let me show you mine. Mm-hmm. And then people understand it, and it's a pretty cool story. Right. I just had to share that. I never shared that with anybody. Mm. But, I just think that's really important, to kind of give that perspective as well.
Facts. Yeah, I think both sides of the coin. And then, I think you can learn, too, when someone else shares their perspective, even though you don't agree with it, you can learn.
You can learn. Yeah, and you listen.
Yeah.
And I do.
And it can make your point stronger in a way, because you're like, hold on,
Yeah, let me just give you my life. It's real life. Mm. Mm. It's not fake. I'm not giving you a scenario of just somebody else that I heard from. Yeah. I'm giving you my life.
Facts.
Maybe the kid who I am. Mm-hmm. She gave me the love and the crazy, the memories of a kid.
Right. And those years are crucial.
And exactly. Mm-hmm. If I didn't have that, who knows? Mm-hmm. So I give so much to all my. I grew up in a household full of women, bro. It was just me, my uncle, and my brother, mm-hmm. and my dad. The rest were all women, bro. Sisters, moms, aunts,
me too,
grandmas, all women.
Yep.
And it's all craziness too.
Oh yeah, something's always going on.
But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that too, because I never really talk about politics too much like that. But I think a lot of people always ask me about my perspective on that, because I work with so many women, and you should be this, but you don't know my life, and what I went through and what people goes through, and you got to look at both ends on everything. And I'm always open-minded to everybody's opinions, and I listen to them. Because if somebody gives me a real-life scenario like that, what are they going to say? Yeah. What am I going to say? There's nothing they could say.
Right. But I think this is really cool that you sharing that, because now people are really get to know FurGod.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I think everybody just see FurGod as the party guy,
Right.
But now that you telling us this, it's really going to be like, oh, damn. Like, I could relate to him now. I'm not afraid of saying, my side of side of the story or whatever. Right. But it's pretty cool, man. I didn't even knew that. So
no one knows. No one knows this. Is really cool. No one ever. Not even my close friends. This is a family thing.
Yeah.
But I think now that what's going on right now and what you see, it's kind of one of those topics that I think it was perfect timing for me to kind of express that and how I feel about it. And I think people just need to find a middle ground and come together, really figure this shit out, and all ends, not just that, on everything. There's just too much shit going on, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I want people to succeed. I want people to do good, and it's kind of hard when you're dealing with so much other bullshit that you have to go through, and life is not easy right now, especially with everything going up.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's making it harder and harder for people to invest in themselves when you got a lot of other bullshit going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you kind of getting sick of it, but at the end of the day, you gotta keep grinding. You gotta keep focused on what's really important. And you have a vision when you start your business or when you start something. Don't let it discourage you, because this happens every fucking 10 years, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It happens every certain so often. There's something crazy going to happen, and you just got to learn to deal with it and go around it, and just keep focused and keep at it, especially in business.
Right, adjusting, man. I think it's
always.
thing.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, and another thing that I really want to touch on, especially because I feel like a lot of people face this, especially in the beginning, but it's trial and error.
My album.
That too, right, the whole album.
That was
sure.
The reason why is because that's what I was doing. It was my first album, so I'm like, this is trial and error.
Yeah, exactly, trial and error, and that's the thing. I know you like the fact that you just wrote a whole album on just that, is big. Is there anything that like inspired you to write, or let me ask you that, what inspired you to write that album? Well,
because I was taking a chance on my music.
Okay.
And it was just something that I wanted to try. I have to try out to see how it goes. See if I really love it. I guess I was pushing myself to see if I really love this shit. Am I really dedicated to writing and figuring this out?
Right.
And
what answer did you come up with?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't care if people don't like it, or people can't fuck with it, or people don't. You can't please everybody. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's sometimes I remember when I did the first song, Tongue Out.
Oh yeah.
That was my first song. Really, that was my first song that I put out, right? And he loves it.
I love it.
I go back to it. I cringe because I'm like, I'm so much better now. He's like, no, but I love it. But even LaRue, he goes, that's your best song. I love this song. I go, what?
No, the thing is, bro, I'm telling you this because people are like, man, this is a fun song, and I love the fucking video.
Yeah, party.
It's just like,
the video is fire.
Everyone's like, man, this guy is so fucking creative. Like, how did he comes with all, to put all this thing together? Like, bro, I'm gonna tell you this guy has a mind of his own. So if you really want to know how he does it, check out his Instagram stories, and you'll see what I mean. So,
but when I started that first song, bro, and this is why I had to. This is why I came up with Trial and Error, because that first song when I put out, I was like, I had my mixed review. I was like, whatever, people say they love it, people say they didn't. That's fine. But the guy that made that beat, right? And this is a funny story, bro. And this is why I was like, do I really want to? And this is where you're gonna get a lot of like, when you start something, you're always gonna question: is it good? Are you always gonna question yourself? You're gonna overthink shit. Right. I finally gave up on that shit. Now I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I know what I'm doing. I'm just creating what I want. Right. But at that time, he sends me a message, and I sent him a message. I was like, hey, I'm doing another song of your other beat, and that was the Lost in Love. Oh, okay. He sent me those 2 beats. I'm like, oh, I'm starting Lost in Love, man. He just reached out to me. He's like, oh, I want to send out more beats or whatever. I'm like, yeah. And we were texting. And literally 5 minutes later, I get a voice note from him, right? I was like, okay. And I play it. And he thought he was talking to his friend. And he goes, yeah, I just talked to Fur. He made one of my beats to his song, Tongue Out. I think it was a good beat, but his verses sucked. It was bad. What? Yeah, he goes, it was horrible. I think Hida just saved him on that one. Yeah, and I'm like, and I know he probably turned bright red. Yeah. And I replied back. I said, you are absolutely right. I said, I'm gonna get better though. Watch. Jeez. And I replied back, and then he goes, bro, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean this. It's like, no, you didn't mean it. Don't go back. Yeah. Don't be fucking like that. It's okay. And he goes, bro, I'm so happy how you take it. Like, I'm so surprised. I was like, no, I agree. But I am getting better. Thanks. I'm going to get better because I'm going to keep practicing. And I haven't talked to him since.
I thank you. Bro. Nah, but he has been getting better. I told him, like, bro, yes, you got better than the last time we talked. And this was a while back, right? He was just doing his thing. I was doing my thing. This is where everything opened up and shit. And everybody just, keep themselves busy. Yeah. And then, like I told you, bro, I mean, that was just my perspective of, your music.
No, I get it.
And, I was telling you, know what? There's other people that think
the first time you saw me record, was not Tongue Out. You saw
Legacy.
It was Fuck It.
Oh yeah, Fuck It. That's right.
And everyone looked at it because I wrote this crazy fucking song, bro. Crazy song.
I think I listened to it. Right? You sent in the.
It was in there. No, I don't think it was in there. No, it's not in there. It's in the album though.
Okay, just listen.
And everyone looked at me, and it was shout out to Luigi, bro, at Legacy Studios in Richmond, bro. And they both looked at me and they're like, "What are you saying?" I was like, "I don't know, bro, but let me just go with it. This is mine." And they're just laughing because it was so funny and it was good, and it was just part of my creativity of writing and how I wanted it to sound for that song. And it was short, but that was the first time I met him and he came into the booth and saw me work. And I think that was a pretty creative track for me personally. I love Fuck It.
No, it was.
Like that. If you want to go check out Fuck It, go listen to it. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Put my dick in her and took a shit or something like that. I don't know. It was something like that, but you need to listen to it, bro. It's just
it was weird shit going on. Some geeky shit.
But no, that was the first time we actually met, and we actually did connect really good because the first time we talked, because I was like, and I just want to throw it in before anything else real quick. I was people been telling me, bro, you need to reach out to this guy. He's a designer, he's an entrepreneur, and I think he's trying to get into music, and I think you probably able to help him out. And luckily, he's the one that hit me up, and I was like, damn, it just meant to happen, right? Yeah, I think that's what it was. He hit me
I said,
up.
come through.
Yeah. So I was all right, and boom, now we're here.
That's why I said I give everybody opportunities until I give you a reason not to, man. Anyone who talks to me, who wants to work with me, or I give you an opportunity until I feel a certain way, until I find something out, or I hear something that you didn't tell me. I'm not gonna fuck with you. That's why I said keep it genuine, bro. Be yourself. Yeah. Because if you're not, it always comes back. And when it comes back, I'm not gonna talk to you. Because if that's how you are when you first meet me, what the hell's gonna happen years down the line?
Right. No, that's real. Yeah, I think just being let me ask you a question. Do you think it's hard for people to be themselves?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what goes through their minds. Maybe they're nervous. Maybe they're shy. Maybe they think like I'm cool if I act this way. I don't fucking know their fucking mindset, bro.
That could be all.
It could be all those fucking I listed, but it could be more. Who knows? A lot of people are weird like that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, just know I know your intentions when you are coming to me. I'm not stupid. I've been doing this shit for too fucking long. You know what I'm saying? But just say it. It's not gonna hurt you. I'll respect you more if you just say like, "Hey, man, I'm looking to fucking make some money. I see opportunity here. How can we work? Let's make money together. Okay, let's do it."
Right?
Ain't that hard?
Yeah.
Just be honest.
It ain't that hard. Like, hey, if you say I don't fuck with your music, but I fucking love what you do with the models and the girls, I want that, and I want a fur to wear it for my video shoot. Well, just fucking say that. Don't go around the bush and say you want to work with me on the music or you want to do the music shit or whatever. I don't care. All this shit I do is for fun and I love it. That's all it is.
And you built yourself to be.
I'm building myself up. But yeah, I built it to where it's got to be.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do is value yourself even higher, so then people will fuck with you even more. So then myself, I look at it, I'm like, I'm going to reach out to this kid. He's too good. I always tell people that all the time. Don't worry about me. Me help is not going to help you. It's yourself and how you work and how you are consistent at what you're doing. It's very fucking simple. Don't reach, sometimes you don't need to reach out. It'll come to you. And people will just gravitate towards you and say, I have an opportunity for you. Oh, great. Love it. I tell him all the time, all opportunities are open on the table for me. Unless it's something like doesn't make sense for me in the brand or I'll be honest. I'll say, no, that's not a good look for me, bro. Work at it though. And then call me when you do work at it. I'm not closing the door, but work on it. It's not that hard. Yeah. People close doors on you all the time. So guess what? I made myself better.
Yeah, true.
So they can't close the door on me. They can't ignore me. It's only going to get better too. I'm still doing bigger things. I'm not done.
Right.
Never ends. That's facts.
Is that my bad? No, you just said that it never ends. So do you think that's why it's more important to like really appreciate the journey and stay hungry?
Yeah, stay hungry, bro. Like appreciate the life that you have. Enjoy life. Enjoy your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Like shit could go like that, man. A lot of shit can happen. I lost it all, bro.
Sheesh.
Imagine, you know what I mean? Living such a good life at a young age and girlfriend leaves you, you fucking staying at your friend's house. All I have is a car. That's the only thing I have possessed. That's my clothes. My shoes is dwindling.
Oh, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's life, though, man.
How did you come out? How did you come out of that? Like, what was your mindset through that?
I had to work hard at the job that I did to make more money. That was my mindset. I completely just didn't think about anything else. Okay. I'm like, okay, I got to work hard where I'm at. Let me get fucking right. Let me get my money right. I know what kind of money I can make if I go here and I make it here. And let me just get all let me get it all organized and do it right, you know. But again, you need support. And that's why you do good to people. Because then you can have that support, you know what I'm saying? And I'm so happy for my friends, you know, who are there, and my family too. I have all my sisters and my brothers, and my brother and my mom and my father, my grandmothers. You know, they all support you in any way they can, and you should take advantage of that while you have that, because not a lot of people have that. Not a lot of people have that kind of support. You feel me? And if you do have that, cherish that shit. Don't take advantage of them, but at the same time, give back what you can and listen to them, because they are giving you an opportunity. But don't waste that time. Make yourself better while you do have that.
Yeah, and I read one of the articles, and you know they quoted you saying, "I'd rather get the inspiration from within, like with the family, than look elsewhere and on the outside."
Yeah, you're not gonna see me get inspired in business by somebody I don't know. Like what Yee sometimes says, how much are you worth? And you're giving me advice? It's almost the same thing, right? Like, why am I gonna listen to this dude and tell me how I should run my business? I don't even know him. I'm not telling you to listen to me either.
Right.
I'm just giving you my perception of my life or what I went through. But I prefer to listen to somebody that's mentoring me right there in front.
Exactly.
And you'll be surprised that sometimes it's the person that that just has that other knowledge that you wouldn't even know, and he doesn't even look like, you know. It's crazy. I've learned so many from different age groups. I've learned so many things. I mean, I got my friends that are young too that keep me inspired with what's hot right now, what's going on. I need that. But at least they're close by to me. I'm not looking it up. I'm not finding it out.
Right.
So you need that support group. Like, you're always going to need that support around you, no matter what. That's why you don't burn bridges. You don't fuck around with anybody, you know, because you never know when you're going to need them.
Facts.
It's true.
Yeah, that's deep.
Sometimes you gotta bite your tongue, bro. Gotta bite your tongue.
I do, yeah. Sometimes I tell you, bite the ego off. Like, don't be a fucking.
No, he told me, but a lot of people have told me the same thing, and coming from him, I'm like, shit. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Gotta bite the tongue sometimes, bro, because you never know when you're gonna need him. Even though you don't like him, but
if you don't like him, or if you have some sort of disagreement with that person, it's better to make it right.
Yeah.
And bite the pride, and self-reflect, and talk it out, man. Because at the end of the day, you might need each other. Never know. Never know. Trust me. The life throws curveballs.
Facts.
It really does, man. And I try to tell people all the time, don't waste your life away over something petty and stupid. Yeah. You know, and trust me, I have my moments too. It's very normal as human beings. You know what I mean? Like, you have your differences and you're hard-headed as fuck and you want to deal with this, and with talking to women and shit. I'm right, you know what I'm saying? Eventually now it's just like, nah, you're right until I think you're not right. And I'll just kind of lay it out. But like, let me just explain it.
Right. But nah, man, I wanna do a service for the fellas, man. I've been going on Instagram and I see a bunch of like, guys trying to figure out ways to get at women and females, man. Because for some reason, it's hard for men to go up to women nowadays. So what's your tip on that, man? Like, if you a man and you trying to get to get at a woman and you're not trying to be shy about it, what would you tell somebody, bro? What's your approach when you approach that woman?
Like I said, I think to be honest with you, I've never been that type of guy. I was always very nervous. Believe it or not, as much confidence I was so nervous like approaching a woman. I was never that type. So I went through my alter ego, which is FurGod. Now they all come to me. So I've worked so hard enough to where now other people talk good about you. So much that, when I'm doing my sets, I'm working with other people, especially with models and females models. Like, I'm not doing any, I'm really working. Like, I really love doing this. I'm not here to try to fuck you. I'm not here to try to do none of that shit.
Right. Business.
It's business. And women talk, bro.
Yeah.
Women talk. And so I think if you have that kind of ego, if you have that type of confidence and you could go up to a woman and approach them in a bar or do your thing, more power to you. I just never had that. I never thought of myself like that. So I was always the shy guy, just kept quiet. And most of the time they would approach me and then I would like open up, right? During those time periods. But now I like worked hard so much to where other people talk to me now and everyone knows who I am or introduce me as who I am.
Right.
And then they see what I do because of the hard work that I put in. There's not really much I need to go after anybody anymore. It's more like whatever.
I love that answer. I really do. Because you're really just saying you attract these things, man.
Yeah, that's what it goes back to, just building yourself up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
If you're that shy type of person, well, there's a workaround. And that's showcasing your actions of what you do. Because I'll tell you right now, if you keep posting all that bullshit and it's fake, eventually it's gonna come to it's not gonna, you know what I mean? Because they'll see behind the scenes of who you are, and how you treat people, And I treat every woman that comes out with me with so much respect. I buy everything. No woman buys anything with me as far as food when I take them out to eat, and I bring groups of women, and that's my rule. I'm like, they don't pay for shit. No bottles. They don't pay for nothing. I'm man enough to do that, and I put myself in that position to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't do that if you don't have money. You see what I'm saying? But that should be your fucking goal.
Right.
To work hard enough to where you'll be able to do that.
Yeah. You can't do that with no 9 to 5.
You can if you work in corporate and you want to go up to the top. I mean, it's possible.
Maybe.
It is possible. Yeah. No, it is possible.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's possible. But what I'm saying is just have respect, be genuine to women, and you don't even have to. You wouldn't even have to
try.
That.
Yeah,
you don't have to try.
Exactly.
It really wouldn't, because all your actions and the way you stand, the way you look, the way you dress, the way you are, and in the position that you're in. Oh, I just walk into the hottest club in Miami. What do you think they're going to look at when they see you when you're going to I got big time people asking me to come in and because they wouldn't let them in. And I'm talking about big time people. Mm-hmm. And I go and grab them. I'm like, come on in. And then they see a section full of women, like 30 women in the corner, and bottles everywhere. And I don't even drink. I said, please drink. Enjoy. And they go, my actions, I don't post that shit. Right. But when somebody who's up there says, no, Fur's the real deal. It's no joke. And he's so humble because he's not posting this shit. Mm-hmm. And that's what I love the most, because people will talk for you. You don't have to do any talking anymore, because if you're genuine and you're a good person, they will do the talking. Everyone will talk about you. Everyone will say good things about you, mm-hmm. because it's genuine and it's real, because they've seen it. And that's fact. And I'm okay with that. People who want to talk shit about me that don't know me, I'm okay. I'm laughing. Doesn't bother me one fucking bit.
How? Like, what do you tell yourself to not let it get to you?
It's because I know it's not true. Mm. I don't need validation from nobody, bro. Why would I need your validation when I know I'm sitting really good? Why would I need your fucking opinion? It don't hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
It don't make sense to me. Really doesn't.
Yeah, and I think honestly the reason why I asked that is because I feel like a lot of people with social media, especially the younger generation, like they crave validation. They want, you get what I'm saying? Like they thrive off of it. So it's like it's almost like extinct, or it's rare. You're a rare breed of like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna just be me.
Yeah, I don't care. But it's because I have that foundation too, man. I built that foundation, that cushion, that like. And that's why when I'm telling you, it's okay to work hard. Work the 9 to 5, but work hard.
Yeah.
And build your shit up and make money so then you can fund your fucking passion.
Yeah.
I don't knock the 9 to 5. I don't knock anybody working.
Mm-hmm.
It's better to work than just sit there and waste your fucking life away on a couch trying to figure out what you want to do in your life. And sometimes that's the sacrifice. That's the sacrifice.
Yeah. Not doing all that and just...
Yeah, unless you're good at hustling, more power to you. Yeah, you'll make it. Because it's not easy.
Yeah.
Not easy to get out and talk to people. I mean, look, we're here talking to you. Mm-hmm. That's part of my job. So people get to know me.
Right.
That's what the first thing you asked me, right? Like, so why do you want to do podcasts? So people can get to know me. Know who I am and what my mentality is and how I work. The more people like you that put me on like this, the better that people get to know me.
Facts.
And then they go, okay, let me give his music a chance. Oh, let me see his designs. Oh, wow, let me see his model. Oh, I want to work for him. I want to do this with them. Okay, great. Appreciate it. And you're taking the time to listen to me, so it's even better.
Yeah, you inspired at least one person or two people here, and I think it's more than inspiration, like you said, man. It works for your brand, but then I think like we just said, I think it's really rare to get real stuff. So the fact that you're able to sit here in front of a mic for an hour and 30 minutes and just
I didn't even realize that, man.
It's crazy.
Honestly,
right?
I didn't realize the time. But you know what? I can speak forever and
right,
on
it's so raw.
So many type of topics.
Right.
Though. It could be anything, bro, because I love everything about what life offers, whether it be history to the future to, drama, if you want to talk drama, but that's the only drama I know is really you. That's in politics and my life and business and what I know. And I love all topics of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, for me, I didn't even realize how long we were talking.
No,
we were just talking.
Time flies when you're having a great time here. Seriously. But I definitely think we did what we had to do. I mean, I definitely want to get a couple songs in, so people also know your art too. But we can definitely do it like separately, and I'll post like a whole nother video.
Whatever
just for
you want
that.
to do, man. It's your platform.
That way it's just.
I'm just here, bro.
It's all good. Yeah.
You structure it however you want. I'm just.
For sure. Yeah, we got the speaker over there, so we're gonna play the song, and then if we could just get you singing a little bit, and then or rapping a little bit, and then we could record it, and then that'd be cool.
The actual song which one song did you like?
That's okay. So I basically really got like
the playlist,
three or four that I really liked. Is there? And then I was gonna ask you, do you prefer any out of those? Basically, it's
which one?
coming from
the west side.
The west side. I got time.
Time.
I really like Little Baby Lullaby.
Oh, the Lullaby. Yeah, I just did the video with that one with CJ Miles.
Have you dropped it?
Not yet.
Okay.
I haven't even dropped the song yet. That's my next song after this.
Okay,
one.
that one was probably. Can we do that one?
Yeah, let's do the Lullaby.
Okay, let's do
that.
that
That one's fire.
my favorite.
I love that Lullaby one.